Let's see what everyone is yakking about. The Yolanda and Cornelius Show. You may contact us through our website, www.trifoldoutreach.com, or by phone, 800-664-1793.
And welcome to the show, The Yak, the Yolanda and Cornelius Show. I'm one of your hosts, Cornelius, and we have our co-host still on social distancing, and she's making a lot of noise wherever she's doing and wherever she is. Co-host, are you available?
I am available, sir. I don't know what noise you're hearing, but I am available. How you doing?
Hey, I'm here. Nashville has reopened.
I'm not sure if that deserves an applause or not. I really don't know yet. What you think? I don't know. I don't know about that. Should we be clapping for that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I'm sure the business owners, they're excited, with potential income coming. You just pray that many more people don't get sick as a result of it. So, we just continue to proceed with caution.
Right. We are proceeding with caution, and there was lots of caution. Let's go down the negative before we get to the positive.
Negative.
Texas has seen an increased spike of cases since they reopened. Georgia has seen an increased spike of cases as they have reopened. I mean, if fate would have it, possibly Nashville could see similar outcomes, and I pray, or Tennessee for that case. I do know this. I talked with some of my pastor friends in the Rutherford County area, and he said Murfreesboro is like up and rolling. People are out. People are having, just getting to go through town and shopping. So we're praying that what does this look like in Nashville?
Yeah, with you even talking about Rutherford County, but your zip code, isn't it like in a high area with COVID cases out there in that area? I'm
actually, what's funny? I actually have a Nashville zip code now, not Antioch. But, if you walk up the street and around the corner, just tell me, there you go. There you go, interrupting me.
Oh, my God.
There you go. Here's that spirit. Here it comes. I rebuke it.
There you go.
I rebuke thee. Get thee behind me.
Oh, no. Stop it.
But no. You are so correct. It is a lot of cases here. I do commend. I'm giving applause to my mayor and Meharry. We are really, Nashville is really, I think, being very proactive as it relates to how we're going about testing. I will be honest, there are some people close to me that I know and have known that have contracted COVID. Some have, I know, bounced back and up and running. Some are still battling with the disease. So it's got to be very difficult for a parent, a son, a mother, a father to watch what's going on in the life of their family. And then for all of the funerals that we've had, it seems like 2020 has been full of funerals already. So I'm just praying for those individuals who have to have these celebrations of life with no celebration. Like, that's a bad place to be in, especially coming from the culture that we come from.
Right. So speaking of funerals, we know we have lost some legends, Betty Wright.
Oh, we've lost them, haven't we?
Yes.
Matter of fact, this weekend, we ain't got enough macaroni and chicken and sweet tea for this weekend. You hear me? We just don't. I mean, this weekend has been a weekend for us, and we can start there. R&B legends. I mean, we lost some people this weekend. We lost 3 legends, Yolanda.
Right.
Three.
Right.
And I don't do good at Little Richard impressions, so I'm not going to try them. I'm not. But we lost him. Lost Betty Wright. We know what she was famous for. You remember that song?
You gonna sing it?
No. I'm gonna stay. We're gonna stay sanctified today.
We're gonna stay sanctified.
And then Andre Harrell, he's for that New York P. Diddy and all of that stuff back in the, late 80s, 90s. He's responsible for a lot of our hip hop culture. So we lost some legends. And then, let's just be honest, we still struggling with what happened in Georgia. And when you're ready to talk about that, we will. But we have lost some key figures, and shouts out, or whatever. I was going to say kudos. Kudos to them and their work. But we just send our condolences to those individuals and their families. I will say this. Here's the connection Little Richard and I have. You're going to be like, Pastor, stop playing. You know he actually had a house down in Lynchburg, Tennessee?
In Lynchburg?
Yes.
Okay.
Like down like a county over like 25 minutes from my house. He literally had, where I grew up, where I went to college, Mount Los Community College. He bought a house out in Lynchburg. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. People would say, we just saw Little Richard in Wendy's. We just saw Little Richard at Papa John's. Like, whatever.
Okay.
So he was a country boy. He left Georgia. He was a Georgian. I don't what's the word? Georgian?
I think you're close. I thought you was going to tell me somehow some kind of relationship with family or something.
No. But he's from Georgia, and he died in Tennessee. So, rest in peace to the R&B legends, Andre, Richard, and Betty. I mean, They have forever shaped our culture, the American culture, and we are grateful for their talent. We're grateful for their talent. So,
hey man, so we know a couple of days ago was Mother's Day, and so we thank God for our broadcast, and to all of the mothers, happy belated Mother's Day from the Yak. We know mothers are amazing, and we thank God for them. I know we did a special show on single mothers, so if you get a chance, please tune in to the Yak and tell them how they can tune in. Pastor Cornelius.
Oh, you want me to talk about tuning in to the Yak and
how they can tune in to
my God. You keep increasing the status. I know we on Spreaker, iHeart, Apple, Spotify, Castbox, Deezer, Pandora app now, Podchaser, Google Podcasts. We on several platforms. And if you just go to your Alexa and say, Alexa, play the Yolanda and Cornelius show, it'll play it. So, the other night I was walking through my humble abode and I said, Alexa, play the Yolanda and Cornelius show. She said, the Yolanda and Cornelius show. iHeartRadio. I was like, oh, look at me. Look at us.
How cute.
Yeah, how cute. Listen, let's pay a bill or two.
Yes,
and then after
please.
we go pay a bill or two, guess what? We're going to talk about something that they're yakking about. We're going to bring share some good light because it's commencement season and we get ready for the commencement activities. And I think Miss Yolanda is graduating on Sunday this month, right? Somebody close to you.
Yes, my baby.
Oh, Lord.
My baby is graduating.
Here we go.
My baby.
Here we go. She's graduating, huh?
Yeah, she is graduating.
From the wonderful Whites Creek Comprehensive High School.
Correct, sir. I thought we was going to talk about that after the commercial.
Well, you know what? We're here now. Let's talk
you
about
want to talk about it now?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, then we will.
Yes, so she will be, she's working going to get her cap and gown. And so, she will be graduating Whites Creek High School. Isn't it amazing what graduations are going to look like? I mean, this is just unreal. I mean, just never would think that you would be in a car driving to get your diploma. I mean, this is just unreal. It's unbelievable, how everything is changing. But she desires, of course, to follow the family legacy and go to Tennessee State University.
Wait a minute. 3500 John Merritt Boulevard. Everybody can't be a tiger, but somebody has to be one.
Yes. I think if she tried to go somewhere else, my father probably would disown her.
That's right.
So,
and you too.
Yeah.
And you too.
Exactly.
And you too.
Exactly. So
it's all good.
She's looking to go to TSU and major in business and minor in music. So
does she play an instrument?
We don't want to fully get in. She wants to do the business side of music.
I got you. Okay.
Wonderful. The business side,
Well, let's pay a bill or two and we'll get back to some other good stuff. Hey, y'all.
We welcome you to come to the Ephesian Primitive Baptist Church on Sundays at 11 a.m., 1506 22nd Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee, 37208, where Pastor Cornelius Hill serves as senior pastor. Please visit our online store, Forever Zion, for beautiful earrings, necklaces, and bracelets at an affordable price. Wonderful gifts for the ones you love. www.foreverzion.com. And if you're looking for a nice soul food place, come to Walker's Cafe and Grill. We're open on Sundays from 12 to 5, 109 Ewing Drive, Nashville, Tennessee. Trifold Outreach, under the leadership of Pastor Yolanda Walker, invites you to their evening services every second and fourth Sunday at 7 p.m., 49 Dry Creek Road. Please visit our website, www.trifoldoutreach.com.
There you have it, our wonderful sponsors. Okay, Miss Yolanda. Here's something special talking about graduations. Have we just gotten breaking news that Nicholas Johnson becomes the first black valedictorian in Princeton's 274-year history?
Yeah, we got to do the applause button on that one. Yeah, we got to give God some glory on that one.
Yes. So shout out to his mom, dad, family, the community that raised him, and shout out to guess what, Princeton, because guess what, hey, Princeton can say, look, hey, a gentleman comes into our school, and guess what, achieves at the highest level possible. So shout out to him, and congratulations to him. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yes, it is all good. So I got to share something. Maybe I should share it, but I share it anyway.
Let me ask you a question before you share it. Is it going to offend my brother? Because if eating meat offends my brother, you don't eat meat.
It's not going to offend nobody unless it offends Apple, but it shouldn't. I mean, the problem lied with me. I have been having some problems with my phone. My mom has been having problems with my daughter. However, I was thinking I must have had downloaded the Facebook app and then had deleted it, I guess. So I'm thinking I'm operating in the app, and I could never see I could never hit the live streaming to see the videos. And I'm just like, everybody's church videos is coming through Facebook Live, and I can never see them live. I have to wait till it's afterwards. So I finally figured out my problem. I had not downloaded the app.
Yeah, that ain't Apple's problem.
It looked like mine. So I can finally see Ephesians now on my phone. Hallelujah. I just thank God for that. I looked at my mother's phone and looked at my phone. I said, my mama's Facebook don't look like my Facebook. So I finally figured it out. So I feel like I'm free now. Now I can see what everybody else is saying. Because I was like, I cannot see nothing live. And it was about driving me crazy. So anyway, I can finally see something now. I thank God for that. So I know you've been doing a lot with technology now, with Zoom. How's Zoom working for you?
I'm Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was a song. Zoom.
I'm zoomed out. I'm Skyping. I'm StreamYarding. I'm restreaming. I'm learning all of these apparatuses, and it's like, I tell you what, I am. My legs, my back, I'm just stiff. That's why I have to get up and walk, because you sit down and you sit in these meetings with these people on computers. It's like, that's not me. I'm not a stationary person or a still person. I'm very rhythmic. I have to move. I'm bodily kinesthetic. That's how I like to learn. So it's like, oh my God, this thing with Zoom, it's been a blessing. We're doing Bible study by Zoom at 6 o'clock on Wednesday right now, because, we couldn't never get everything synced to stay on Tuesday. So we have our Bible study at 12 with our senior saints, and then we have, or anybody, and then we have our 6 o'clock Bible study, which is a totally separate curriculum. So we're grateful for that at Ephesian Primitive Baptist Church. Speaking of Bible study, what about our book study? And we are 17 minutes in, and wow, we have been talking. We don't have much time to get in this book.
For some reason, you went into the book, but I don't know, my mind went to when we had did that recording with Connie Donnell, and hopefully we get a chance to play it next time. How y'all got to talking about the movie, The Clark Sisters. And how the mom was disciplining them by throwing that shoe.
That's why you heard the noise. I knew it was coming.
Did you ever have a shoe thrown at you, sir?
Oh, come on now. That's like I keep telling people. Mattie Moss Clark, that was everybody's household who grew up in the church. You had to have somebody in there that was a disciplinarian. Now, in the event we don't get to that book and we have a different audience, they doing a documentary on Michael Jordan now, right?
Okay.
And what is the difference between Mattie Moss Clark and Michael Jordan? They said Michael Jordan, and you seeing it now, he was very aggressive at practice. He was very upfront and personal. He was very hands-on. He was dictatorial. He was authoritarian. Oh my God! When I'm not changing my perception of Mike, no, but I see he lived in a different gear. Like he was at Mattie Moss Clark, real talk. So now it's like we're not throwing shade at Miss Mattie Moss, but we like, oh, Mattie Moss. But then when it comes to Michael Jordan, who did that same thing with grown men, not children. Basically the same thing. But look what happened. Look at the Clark Hookers and look at the Bulls. We talking about some premier people because of what? They had a sense of discipline.
Right.
And I think if anything is being lost in this culture is a sense of discipline. It's not that children are not great and talented and athletes and entertainers. It's just a sense of discipline. And I mean, when
you look at what it was, Oprah, she had to keep on writing those papers, and I mean, look where it got her. So
now she's not Oprah, she's OWN.
Exactly.
Yeah, she got her own network, and hopefully one day I'll have mine, because that's where I'm going. I'm pushing for that.
Exactly.
The Lord is opening the doors. We might not get to the book today, y'all, but if you have chance, go get Fit for Life by Jack Graham. Are You Fit for Life by Jack Graham? It's a great book, great read. We might not get into it today, but we'll give him a shout out. Let me talk about the open doors, though, and everybody can shout for the open doors in our life. 2 years ago we did some recording at the NECAT, and it never was aired. It never was, put in rotation, and I didn't get upset. I said, okay, well, I just go back to the drawing board. This is before we met. That's what I was telling you.
Right.
When they open it back up, our podcast can be video,
right.
video, and sling it to YouTube and sling it to Twitter and Facebook and have it going to all of those apparatuses at one time. Somebody text me Saturday. Pastor, I'm like, what is it? You on TV. I'm like, what? I'm on TV. So I text him back, what are you talking about? You on TV, channel 19, you on TV, turn to channel 19, I think it's 19 or 21, whatever. I'm not knocking the station, but you know what I'm, NECAT. Got on, turn on the channel, and there it was. Some of the footage that I was able to be a part of and do was being advertised. And not only advertised, was actually the whole footage, the whole interview was being played, a documentary piece. So I was like, okay, I am on TV. So,
amen.
There's
a time and a season and a place for everything. So this was the time for it to come forth.
Yeah, I believe in all of that stuff. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful. I can't wait till this social distancing is over, because at least what I want to do with us on Fun Friday is have those recorded and put those on my YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, I probably need a separate channel in YouTube, one for church, and then one for the podcast, broadcast, newscast. So the church one is mine, and then I will have another one for podcast, newscast, broadcast. Yeah.
Right.
But it's picking up. Hey, and anybody who's listening, go to our my YouTube, Cornelius Hill. You will see my face. Been preaching some series of sermons. Been doing some things with my Libre meter, healthy preacher movement. And I will say this: how about while I was on Instagram the other day, and we're talking. I don't think we're going to get to the book today. Ran across some of these new things on Instagram they're doing, and how people are uploading portions of their podcast Instagram with the picture. And I just said, okay, I'll follow y'all, and started following some people and some podcasters, and hopefully they're following us. So, the Lord is opening doors in the podcast community, the broadcast community. So I'm grateful for that as well.
Amen. So what was your Mother's Day sermon? I know you preach your heart out. I hope they go back and look at it on YouTube. But I always pick with you and say you have constructed a bench, and then you have preached yourself up underneath it. But yes, Lord, you preached hard. I hope First Lady was over there to bring you the water, the fan, the handkerchief, the towel. So we praise God for you and for your messages, and they can go online. So when we talk about are you fit for life?
Oh, you want to get into the book? Because we only have 4 minutes.
I know. 3 to 4 minutes.
4 minutes is all you're getting.
I'm going to read from the book. In chapter 2, former Beatle John Lennon proclaimed in a song that life is what happens to you while you're making other plans. Mm-hmm. And the author says Lennon was killed at the ultimately age of 40 by a deranged fan in New York. And I can't help but wonder if Lennon ever considered the fact that death too happens to you while you're making other plans. And so we're going to just let you have your way with that small paragraph.
Well, like I said, the book is interesting and wonderful. Are You Fit for Life, Jack Graham? Life does happen when you're making plans. Let's just think about everything that was happening for us as Americans before this happened. We had gotten into the basketball season. We was getting down to the conference championships and stuff. We was ready to get ready for this, the road to the Final Four. We was getting into the heart of NBA basketball. And look what happened. This happened. And now we had to make other plans. Let's talk about even Ashley getting ready to graduate. We talking about proms. Like this would have been no proms. Life happens. No real commencement as it relates to how we practice the commencement exercises. That's right. Different. I'm gonna even go out here. Senior skip day. Ain't no senior skip day.
Correct.
I mean, life happens. Like kids go. First of all, it was the tornado. Kids wake up. We have the tornado. We can't go to school for the whole week. We get back into school, and bam, this happened. So, life happens when you're making other plans. While I'm on that, I will say this. I am very concerned about what remediation looks like for our children this summer. And due to the fact that we don't have a social construct in place that gives us the capacity to put people in buildings, we need to come up with something very proactive, something that will address the needs of our children gaining those learning skills that they probably lost or are losing because they're not in seat. So life happens when you're making other plans. But shout out to all of the teachers who are going on beyond the call of duty and making sure learning is taking place.
And let me say this: when you talked about the teachers, because I think last week was Correctional Professionals Appreciation Day. It was Nurse Appreciation as well as Teacher Appreciation, and so yes, we give it up. A round of applause for all of those who serve in those fields. Sometimes correctional employees are oftentimes overlooked, but they do a lot to help in regards to law enforcement. And they put their lives out on the line, every day. They're going inside facilities. And for our teachers, we thank God for them. I know you used to teach as well, as far as, within the not church, but with I guess the school system.
Metro Nashville Public School.
Yes. And I know you was a fine teacher, and I know you said you used to teach elementary students as well. And I'm sure that the teachers are missing their kids because, you look at all the months that they have missed, and I know that could be difficult, for the teachers. And it was somewhere in some city, I think, where the teacher went around and congratulated all of his students. And so that was just wonderful. Yeah. That he went around and did that. Yes. So that is beautiful. And, of course, we always thank God for our nurses. So.
Yes. Well, hey, y'all, our time is up. We thank y'all for tuning in to our show. We thank our lovely Yolanda for being available and getting her daughter ready for this commencement exercises. We will see you next week on The Yak.